Welcome back, everyone. I don't need to tell you, but the left, especially the gun-hating left, wants to take guns out of the law-abiding hands. They are not going to like this study that we found, put together by the Crime Prevention Research Center, that basically says that law-abiding concealed handgun license holders stop mass shootings at a rate higher than police officers. Look at the stat, cut 3 here. Concealed carry holders stop more active shooters than police. 51.6% stopped active shooters, and the police, 44.6% of the active shootings stopped. So concealed handgun license holders, I'm telling you, the more good guys with guns you have on the streets, cops or regular citizens, the safer everybody is. And this is just another study that proves that to be true. Well, joining me now is the man who put together that study, the president of the Crime Prevention Research Center. Dr. John Lott is with us. John, it's good to have you back.
It's great to talk to you again, Grant. Thanks for having me on.
All right. I remember talking to you about a study that concealed handgun license holders committed crimes at a lower rate than police officers. And that was only to say it's a pretty darn low rate because police officers very low too. Now they stop active shooters more than police officers do, John?
I mean, police have a very difficult job. You have somebody in uniform. You give real tactical advantages to the attacker there. They're not going to go and start doing an attack if they see a police officer nearby there. With the concealed carry, though, they have no idea whether somebody's carrying or not. There could be somebody to the side or behind or in front, but they're not going to know until they actually start shooting whether there's somebody there who's going to be able to go and stop them. And what you also find is that police are much more at risk of getting harmed. What you find is only 2 of the concealed carry permit holders were killed by these attackers, but there were 27 police officers were. That's a rate per attack. That's about almost 7 times higher for police. Police are also more likely to end up getting wounded.
Well, so I would offer up, it's not an argument for obviously no police. I know you're not making that because you even said if they sometimes see you, they may not engage in this stuff. But it most certainly is an argument that the more law-abiding gun owners we have, the element of surprise comes into play. One reason these cops are probably getting shot, you got a uniform and a badge on, you're running towards people. You're a concealed handgun license holder, you got an element of surprise. The guy isn't going to see you coming. Let me put up another graphic, John, of your study. And this was pretty interesting because of the 180 total active shooter instances that y'all studied, 0 CHL holders interfered with police. As you mentioned, 2 lost their lives. 44 were injured while saving others. 58 of the 180 likely prevented a mass public shooting and accidentally shot a bystander. This is the one that we get all the time. Oh, well, what if? I say only one time. You don't ever want bystanders shot, but still, I would rather have 1 out of 180 than an active shooter going hog wild and taking out an entire movie theater.
Right. Again, the question is relative to the police, and the police accidentally shot the wrong person 4 times. 2 of them were other police officers, kind of friendly fire, and 2 of them were civilians that were killed by the police. So, look, I mean, in both cases, it's fairly low numbers, compared to how many people they saved as a result of intervening there. But, it can't get much lower than to have 1 person wounded by the permit holders.
What's interesting, John, is you've got the same number of active shooters, active shooting situations, 180. The concealed handgun license holders stopped more of them than police, yet had less accidental bystanders. What do you attribute that to?
Not really sure. I mean, I think partly what happens is that the permit holder is reticent to go and use their gun in this case. And I think there are multiple reasons for that. But I think, police often when they intervene in a situation, their goal is to put kind of as much lead downfield as they can. To hopefully take out the person. Concealed carry permit holders are much more reticent to go and fire a shot.
All right, last question for you, because I asked this question of left studies on this. What was your definition of an active shooter situation to come up with 180? You know, the left loves to embellish their mass shooting situations.
Well, we use the FBI definition of an active shooting case. These are shootings that occur in public, not part of some other type of crime like a robbery or a gang fight over drug turf. And it can be anything from one person being shot at and missed all the way up to a mass public shooting. So we didn't want to go and question the FBI's definition of what an active shooting case was. And there's a reason we can talk about why they picked the definition that they did. But the reason why we got into looking at this is that, I watched police shows on, ABC, NBC, CBS, the entertainment shows that they have there. And they would constantly be showing something going wrong when a concealed carry permit holder would try to stop an attack. Either they would shoot a bystander, or they'd have the gun taken away from them, or they get in the way of the police being able to go and do their job. And so initially, we just wanted to go out there and see, well, how likely are those? Because if you watch the entertainment police shows, it seems like that's all that happens. And it was pretty striking just to see that it virtually never happens at all. It gives very misimpression, the TV shows,
Well,
about what actually happens.
I'm glad you did this. This is a study. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be used in states across the country as they try to enact more gun laws to take away guns from the law abiding and the well intentioned. This is a real clear indication that gun owners are very responsible when they go out in public. Law abiding gun owners are. And this is proof of that. It's great work, as always, at the Crime Prevention Research Center. Dr. John Lott, thank you, buddy. It's always good to see you.
Thank you. People can find more at our website at crimeresearch.org, but they don't need to take our word for it because all the data is there and people can
All
double
right.
check things themselves. Thank you.
Crimeresearch.org. Check it out. All right. Markets got you down. There is a hedge for that next.